Okay, hopefully this works out. Um, it's like December 12th, I think, of 2018. Been kind of busy. I'm actually at some apartments. I was hired to get the laundry room set up and operable. And let me tell you, this thing has been a pain in my butt. Um, had to strip out easily over half the sheetrock. I mean, that whole wall behind me, right there, top to bottom, was stripped out, and for some reason, it went over. I'll say probably about 4 or 5 foot, maybe a little more, and then it stepped back 2.5 inches. Well, now I kind of know why now, and I understand why they did it. What had happened is they had to replace some of the copper plumbing, and rather than drill into some wood or notch it or anything else, they put it outside of the wood and then just furred the wall out to hide the copper pipes. But what was even weirder is this is the water heater room for that building. Now, those are all new on-demand water heaters, the tankless ones. Okay, nice. It used to have regular water heaters. Wound up having to change those out because he wants to put a cage in front of the water heaters to keep people from tampering with them and messing up other people's hot water. Now, I can understand where that comes from, but there's just not enough space to do that and have that style water heater, so we had to put these in. Okay, no big deal. And come to find out, the water heaters that he ordered, the smaller ones here, they're 8 liter a minute, while this big one's a 12 liter a minute. And, well, just shut my heat off. Oh well. Anyway, the one issue is it's not, they're not big enough. When we were researching, we couldn't find any 10 liter a minute on the on eBay. Well, come to find out, you have to specifically search. And I've got to clean out my mud tray because it's getting pretty well solidified. I'll put you back here so you can kind of be propped up maybe. Nope, that won't work. Trying to find a way of propping you guys up so you can see while I do this. Looks like it's not going to work too well. The joy of doing YouTube live streams. Okay, I might just have to leave you at an angle. Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm using this fast-setting drywall mud. Problem is, once it starts to set up, that's it. So, I have less than 20 minutes of work time per tray of mud. And that includes mixing time. Well, if you're hand mixing it, you lose about 5 minutes of work time. And it can be a pain. Dump that out there on top of that. But anyway, yeah, it's going to be interesting. I'm actually in here now. The guy wants the walls to be perfect. And problem is, with the amount of stuff we've had to do, it's very, very hard to get the walls, the taping and floating of the mud, to be perfect. So, what that does, grab this getting too old for this. But anyway, with all the stuff we had to do, it's very, very hard to make it come out perfect. So that's what I'm fighting right now. Yes. Anyway, it looks a lot better. The guy I've had help me, honestly, he had never done drywall work and was just coming off of disability. And he needed work. Well, he did good starting for not having done this before. So I'll give him that. But dependability. That's the key thing with me. When I hire somebody to work for me, I understand, especially in his position, his there it is. His wife was pregnant when I first met him and had him start working for me. Okay, I can understand his wanting to be close to home and everything. But I explained to him that I require people to be here. If they say they're going to be here, be here. Don't say you're going to be here and then not show up, you know. Big pet peeve. And he has had his days where he didn't show up like he was supposed to. Didn't call, nothing. He just says, I'll be there, and then doesn't show up. Okay. I kind of overlooked it because his wife is pregnant. And sometimes things happen. It's all good. But it's like I had to go out of town on business. I told him, okay, I need you to work on the drywall and get that taping and floating gun. Get it smoothed out, get it sanded out so it's smooth as much as possible. I understand you're not going to be able to get it perfect. And I come back and literally nothing had been done. And I do mean nothing. I found where he was taping and floating out a corner of drywall, and he got about 1.5 feet off the floor and just stopped. And left a big old ball of mud there on the wall that I had to sand down. Now here I am, I'm thinking this wall is pretty much done, but when I'm moving stuff around, I discover the lower half of the wall hadn't even been touched. Okay, all that needed done was a few more screws put in the wall and some mud put over the screw heads. Not a big deal. But it's just one thing after another, you know, it kind of gets frustrating. And what do? You don't want to fire the guy. You don't want to be an ass like that. But it's like, come on, dude. I texted you yesterday about this, and I texted you earlier in the day. You didn't answer my text until you were at work 6-7 hours later. And that's not good. You know, I mean, I understand you may not have responded right that minute, but 6 or 7 hours later, after you've gotten to work, all you had to do was text me back and say, hey, I'm working tonight. I won't be able to do anything for you. Since he does have a new job, and he's working at the Coliseum over here after events are done. After they've had an event. Okay, that's cool. I can understand that. They pay better, and he gets a steady paycheck. So I wasn't mad about him going to work there or anything. But anyway, I'm not going to sit here and complain all day. Just kind of frustrating. The real reason why I'm here, or doing this video, I know I haven't posted anything in a while, but I've been a very busy person. And when I wasn't busy, I was so exhausted, I couldn't even think about doing anything. I was actually doing work for a friend, delivering furniture. And very nice furniture. It's from Sierra Living Concepts. And their furniture is very nice. Very solid wood. I'm talking a table can weigh over 400 pounds. And true, the table's 7.5 foot by 7.5 foot, if that's the one you chose. But, you know, over 400 pounds for that is kind of heavy. And that's just the top weight. That doesn't include your pedestal. But anyway, what I'm doing today is I'm back in the laundry room here, and I'm trying to get it taped and floated out as much as possible where it's reasonable so I can spray texture it. The guy I'm working for, he didn't irritated the heck out of me. He wants me to get this done as fast as possible. Okay, I understand that. But he also wants me to have the walls perfectly smooth, or have them perfect, no imperfections to be seen. Okay, that's going to make it take longer. Oh, but I want it done now. Okay, it's either going to be perfect and take longer, or not be perfect and take shorter amount of time. So I told him, I says, look, you want it done now, I'm going to make it look perfect as possible, and what I'll do is I will have to texture the walls to make it look good and, you know, be right. And his response was, I don't like texture. What he doesn't like on the texture part is that popcorn sealing stuff. And if any of you have dealt with that in the past, you know it doesn't look real good. But he's going through all of his properties and taking that out. Guy told him, says, no, this is what we call a knockdown texture. And I will be showing you that later on when I'm doing the knockdown texture. Sorry about the light in the background. The cool thing about the knockdown texture is it really hides imperfections in your drywall. You know, you've got a seam that didn't quite come out perfect. This makes it disappear. Such like that. Yeah. I'll be right back.
I got something to tell you.